In this video, I'm going to show you a technique that I like to call segmented long exposures. Basically, what it is you take several short pictures and you combine them together in Photoshop to make it look like you took one long exposure. So you get all that really nice, gentle fog and smooth water, and whatever else moving in the image just blurs very nicely. So if you're shooting on a phone or something, shooting on auto settings, if you just can't put your camera down on a tripod and set up a long exposure, it's a good way to get around that and still get that really smooth look. So I've got my images in Lightroom right now, and I'm going to move them over to Photoshop. So I'll select all the images in my series. I've got 4, but you can have as many as you want to smooth it out even more. So I'm going to right click and edit in Adobe Photoshop, but I'm going to open as layers to keep it in the same document. Now I've already done that to save on processing, so I'm just going to move back over. So here we are in Photoshop, and notice I've got all my layers lined up. The first thing I want to do is align them. So to do that, I will select them all, and then I go to Edit and Auto Align Layers. And do that auto works just fine. I've already done that too. So let's move forward, and here we are. Now you'll see that there's all these sharp edges, which is kind of awkward. I'm going to crop in on my photo so that I still get this nice region outlined here. I'll do that at the end. But this is just something to keep in mind, that while you can move around a little bit, and this does allow for some perspective changes, just leave some room on the outside of whatever you're taking pictures of, so that knowing that you're going to move around a little bit just naturally, you can still get a nice perspective and still encapsulate everything that you want in your image. So anyway, the next step is to convert to a smart object. And you'll do that by going to Layer, Smart Objects, and Convert to Smart Object. Now when you do this, remember that you still have all of your layers selected, and you should have them all selected so that they all get put into the smart object. I've already done that too, because that can also take a second to process. And then once you're there, you see I have one smart object as my only layer. Once you're there, you can still combine the layers different ways. So I'll go back to Layer, Smart Objects, and then go down to the bottom and see Stack Mode. Now there's a whole bunch of different options here, but you'll want to stick with mean or median probably for that really gentle look. You can play around with these. Some of them look kind of funky. I don't know, you might want to mess around with it just to try and see if you get something different. But for the most part, I'll stick with mean or maybe median. In this case, I used mean, and so I'll move ahead to there, and then you'll see that I get that really gentle look. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to crop this image in to where it looks really smooth and you don't see those edges from my moving around. So I'll bring that in on all the sides, and just like that, I've got my image. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.